Hey, it's Amelia, aka Big Tit.
And I'm Natasha, aka Little Tit.
And together, we're the Graveyard Girls.
Welcome, I guess, to today's episode.
And it's one of yours.
It is one of mine. I guess before we begin, I kind of want to talk about my attire.
Okay.
I've decided to go, I guess, is it dark academia? Because we've got something we're going to be doing later on.
Yeah.
So I wanted to look kind of smart.
We're trying new things.
We are trying new things. So I thought I'd try and look a bit smart. I was going to put a corset over the top, but I couldn't fit it over my shirt. It was too baggy. So you've got a very baggy looking.
Okay. I know. As I came into it, I was like, oh, you look very nice. And I was like, not that you don't always look very nice.
My mum was just like, I wouldn't pair them together because they're both baggy. And I was just like, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah. And they can only kind of really see your top half.
Yeah, exactly. So.
But if you feel beautiful.
I do. I feel very, I'm like these check trousers, very nice and soft.
Yeah. Oh, I like it when you've got like comfort.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you look very lovely, Natasha.
Thank you.
But you always look very lovely, but you look extra lovely today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You look nice as well.
Thank you. I'm just the same old. I'm like t-shirt and jeans unless like I'm really forced into something else.
Well, actually, your hair is different, and I want to know if it's because we're going to be on camera later.
Is it?
You have like a side part in.
Do I?
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought because you
it
always
might be I actually brushed it before I came out.
I thought you did it because you might have a massive forehead on camera. Oh, okay.
No, I actually brushed it before I came out.
Oh,
so
it always
normally
looks
I just
brushed.
blow dry it. No, I normally brush it, go in the shower, just blow dry it and leave it.
Oh.
Today, like I had a few knots in the bottom, so I actually brushed it again before I came back out.
Okay.
Maybe that's it.
Maybe. I thought you just
actually
did it
brushing my hair.
I thought you did it so you didn't look like you have a massive forehead. You
Well,
look
if
nice.
This is a cure, maybe this is where I've been going wrong all this time. I've not brushed my hair the second time, so. But you know, like sometimes because I blow dried, I'm like, like just fuck it now.
It's like one day when you came around, I was just like, I'll just stick my hair up.
Yeah.
It's fine. Doesn't need to be
Well, when
brushed.
I'm down the stables, I literally just scrape it back. Cause it's either like flapping in my face and I can't see. Like I'm trying to bring my horses in and my hair's covering my eyes.
That's why I like winter. You always wear a hat.
Yeah.
So
I was like at
Sainsbury's.
Sainsbury's. I just had to, when we were at work, I just had to tie it back. Because I couldn't have it down because, you know, like health and safety, I don't know, the thing is, you always just like see your head of fall in it. Your hair can still fall out when you've got it tied up, so I don't know the theory behind that. Other than like it maybe getting trapped in something, which you could have still done.
Yeah.
Because my hair was literally that long, even in a ponytail, I could have still trapped it somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's so it doesn't fall in my face and I can actually see what I'm doing. But yeah, no, I'm one of those people I just can't be arsed, really, to do anything with my hair. Like minimal effort.
No, I don't think it's... Oh.
I am. I'm too lazy. I can't be one of them people that spends hours doing their hair in the morning.
Oh, no,
I just
I'm
don't
minimal.
have the energy for it.
I'm minimal effort. You don't look like you're minimal effort is what I'm saying.
Oh, but I'm telling you, it is minimal effort. Literally, some days I don't even brush my hair. It's just like, I'll just scrape it back into a ponytail.
Same. I'm just like, depression. It's fine.
It's just effort sometimes.
Effort, yes. I mean, I'm
And
not
you know,
filthy.
When you, look, I'll have a shower. Like, I'm clean.
Yes.
I'm not. But
I'm not
sometimes,
filthy.
you know, when you think like it's not like big knots or anything, so it's like it's fine. I'll just scrape it back. Or like you're in a rush.
You run your fingers through your hair, so
Yeah.
it's kind of brushed, but not. Or
And
you
I'm
just
like,
stick it up.
Yeah, but and especially off in the morning, like I'm never going to have a shower when I get back from the stables. I think there's no point making myself look presentable before I'm about to get caked in horse shit and hay and straw. I'm just scraping it back. I'm going to get caked in mud and shit. I'll look presentable once I come back and then have a shower. Like, you know, before you just think, I just want to get my jobs done. And yeah, I never understood it when because like some girls come to the yard like full makeup and like the hair perfectly done, but then they put a riding hat on and it like sticks the hair back down. Like, what's the point? I'm just putting it in a ponytail.
So there's a woman at work. I mean, her makeup looks spectacular, but it's also too over the top for the job you do. It's like, why do all that effort just...
And there's on nights like
no one's
we all
gonna
look
see.
like zombies anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's very good, but it's also like, one, it's a waste. Two, it's a waste of time.
Oh, well, I had the thing of I could never really sleep in the day, so I used to have dinner and then try and grab like 2 hours sleep before I had to go to work because I had to leave
And
at
then
like
roll
just
out of
before
bed.
10. So I'd get into bed at like 8 o'clock at night, do that, literally have my clothes ready at the end of the bed, roll out, put my clothes on, brush my teeth, come to work. That was it.
No.
I just rolled in.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, probably look like crap, but don't really care.
No.
I'm putting stuff on a shelf. Do you know what I mean? It was only you I needed to impress. So.
And you did.
Thank you.
So much so that we created a podcast together.
Exactly. There you go, survived. Well, for so long, then I gave up.
Oh, we are surviving. Anyway.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is I didn't need to brush my hair to put food on a shelf.
No. So, listeners that have stuck around, thank you for listening. The new people that are still coming, thank you.
Yeah, I promise we don't have random rants like this every time.
I think sometimes it's nice to like have insight to the people that you're listening to.
Well, yeah.
Amelia
but I am slightly worried it does get a bit ranty because I think I moaned the other week about the jobs fair thing.
So, if you're new, Amelia has autism and I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So, we're a brilliant combination.
Yeah.
It's all right, we can be depressed together.
Well, we are.
I wanted to say I'd help drag you out of it. The thing is, I don't even think mine's really depression anymore. I think I've gone depressed to manic. And now you're a bit depressed and I'm not entirely sure I'm actually helping you. I think I just... You know how you're supposed to have that one friend that like support... Not that I'm not supportive. You know, they're supposed to like drag you out of the depression.
Yeah.
I think my manic episodes just sort of... Yeah, I don't think it really helps. Like that time when we got really angry at work. Well, I was really angry at work. Well, someone had pissed both of us off. You were a bit upset and I was very angry, but my anger didn't help us get out of the sad episode. I just got angrier and angrier, and I think you got more upset until the middle of the night when everyone else at work avoided us.
It wasn't that. It was just the other person who was like, we're not talking about it. And I'm like, we aren't talking about it. You are talking about it. And it's just like, fuck off.
Yeah, but I was that pissed off that it's all I could think about, and then I was on a rant all night.
Yeah.
So I think that was the part where I was supposed to be like, if you hadn't been so sad, you could have maybe calmed me down.
Yeah.
Or vice versa. If I hadn't got so angry about it, I could have cheered you up. But because we were both so frustrated...
It's also because we had the evidence in our phone, so we just kept reading it.
And like, oh, did you read that bit?
Read this part. And then Dan would just like, stop reading it. You're like,
and Andy
you're
on
clearly
produce
upset.
a few hours later.
You're clearly angry. And we're just like...
And I was like, I'm going to throw this potato at this person. And Andy was like, you're getting a bit aggressive now.
You really need to pay attention. Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Podcast episode. This is what we need to do.
Right, okay.
Otherwise...
We've got very distracted.
We are. Oh my God, this is...
How are we still ranting about this a year and a half later?
It's technically not a year and a half later. It's exactly a year.
Yeah, okay.
April.
We can't get past it because we're substantially weaker, Natasha, remember? That's what it is.
For those of you listening still, thank you. We received a rather curt email once, and it wasn't very nice. And this person said they was going to apologise, and they never did. So therefore, we have not let it go.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my apology email that was promised.
From that spite, we are creating something brilliant from it, which will be coming out in the future. So
and it'll be better than theirs.
And keep. So we'll tell you all about it when it's closer to the time. But yes.
They say, like, is it like Spite's supposed to be a good motivator?
That's what I'm using it for.
Yeah. I
there
think
was
the
no
issue
need
is I
for
immediately
that.
go angry. Like, you're quite upset, but I think you can kind of hold it in, whereas I'm just immediately, like, furious.
I think I was upset, but it was also anger. And when I'm angry, I cry, but then also,
and then because you were getting upset, I was getting more angry. And, I'd lost my shit. And then, I think it was how pompous... this person was, and the fact they didn't even have the decency to say it to our face, yet they were saying how weaker we were and like how we weren't good enough, yet they didn't even have the guts as an adult to say it to our faces. I know why they wouldn't say it to the faces. They were probably worried I was going to have a go at them, which I would have done.
Amelia, we're like 9 minutes in. I'm going to have to edit like most of this out.
You've started me off now.
Okay.
It was like the other week when you said, is there anything you want to discuss before? You shouldn't give me the option, Natasha.
Okay. Therapy is over. We can discuss this after
yes, because
the
we
podcast.
can't afford actual therapy, so maybe we should have spare episodes that
but
are just
if we
ranting.
have more people subscribe to our Patreon, we could maybe afford therapy.
Maybe I should rename
therapy.
a tier, like create
therapy.
a new tier, like pay for Amelia's therapy.
Okay. So on to today's case.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything to do with anything we've currently discussed? Can we tie it in?
No, there's no segue.
Okay.
Well, this was suggested to me.
Okay.
And because I'm mature and this episode that's coming out would be episode 69.
Okay.
So I wanted to call it nice. And I was... So I wasn't going to do a true crime one.
Okay.
I found a space mystery for us.
Oh,
Well, actually, it was recommended, but then I was just like, okay.
All right, okay, then. I'm interested.
Okay. So, have you ever heard of the Black Knight satellite?
I haven't.
Oh, okay, good. Good. So, firstly, I'm going to tell you what a satellite is, because some people might think it's just a machine that we put up and then that sends information back down. But a satellite can be anything from a moon, planet, or machine that orbits a planet or star.
Okay.
So, the Earth is a satellite to the sun.
Yeah.
And the moon is also our satellite.
Yeah.
But then we also have actual satellites that we use for emails, Wi-Fi, navigation, everything.
All sorts of technology.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you everything that's linked to this story, because it's told many, many times over, and there's lots of things that just merge. So the truth is kind of lost.
Okay.
Okay. So according to the lore surrounding the satellite, it was discovered by Nikola Tesla in 1899.
Is it anything related to like Teslas, like with what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Car? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Tesla
Did
was...
he fancy that person? That's why he named the cars.
No.
After.
Nikola Tesla was basically a genius. He invented lots of stuff.
Oh, okay.
He wanted us to have like wireless technology.
Yeah.
So have you seen that picture of like this man sat in a room with these giant towers and like
the
electric...
So is that supposed to be...
That's him.
Him then? Okay.
So he wanted wireless technology. He had all these brilliant ideas, and it's a very interesting story. All of his work was stolen and stuff, and then he died in poverty. But then
that's a bit shit.
Yeah. He's a very interesting man. I think he was also in love with the pigeon.
Oh, okay. We need to do an episode on this person then.
Maybe in love. Maybe he just loved his pet.
Yeah,
like
maybe
we all
just
love
really
a
like
pet.
pigeons. Like I like dogs.
Exactly. So maybe it's kind of like that. He's a very interesting man. We'll look into him maybe.
Can you please? Yeah, you've got to do an episode on him now.
Okay. Yes, because I could have been like, what? And everyone's listening like, that's clearly wrong. Tesla was testing a high voltage radio receiver. It's like one of those 250 towers, foot towers. He was picking up an unusual transmission, and he believed it was intelligent because it was so frequent, repeating patterns.
Okay.
The transmission was coming from space.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay. But could it be something that's bounced out and bounced back in?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how things work.
Yeah. That's what I was asking. So it doesn't mean it has to have come from directly from space?
No.
Okay.
Brian Dunning from the Skeptoid podcast thinks these signals were pulsars. Now, a pulsar is a rotating neutron star that emits electromagnetic radiation out of its poles. So have you seen...
Right, okay.
It's what I see, but I'm not thinking it's true. You know when you see stars twinkling?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a star rotating, so it looks like it's flashing. That's sending out...
Okay, signals or messages, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily intelligent life. It's just we're picking up that star.
Like the waves of it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So that he thinks he's ruled out Tesla's Black Knight satellite theory. In the 1920s, unusual transmissions were being picked up by hand radio operators. So the transmissions were appearing to come from Earth. Okay. But there was also reading like they weren't. So there's like a double thing. So no one knows what these are, even today. These are called long delay echoes. These are supposedly contributed to the Black Knight satellite. So there's like a double.
So like a double bounce?
Kind of, yeah. So like you read it and then there's like a delay and then it's there. Okay. Okay.
And that's what they've not been able to explain?
Yes.
Okay.
In 1954, Donald Kehoe told newspapers that the United States Air Force had reported that 2 satellites orbiting Earth had been detected. At this time, no country had the technology to launch a satellite. These 2 satellites were supposedly on a polar orbit rather than the equatorial orbit. So satellites humans have launched tend to be on the equatorial orbit.
Which is all the way around
the equator, yes.
Yes.
because this is easier rotation and speed wise.
Yeah.
To get it polar, which so it's like
north to south.
Yeah, going around that way. It's doable, but
Yeah.
it's very difficult to do because like where we launch to space, it's usually low on the equator, so it's easier to get to that way. It's doable going that way, but especially in 1954, the polar orbit is very unusual. One, we've never sent anything up. Two, it's on a very strange orbit.
Okay.
So newer surveyor satellites orbit polar because they can view more of the Earth at one time.
Okay.
The first polar orbit satellite we launched was in 1960. So this is 6 years after the two that have been detected. So back to the 1954 satellite. They were transmitting radio signals. No one knows what they are, even to this day.
Okay.
And then they disappeared.
Okay.
Either the signal was lost, or a solar flare or wind could have disrupted the satellite or signal, or they just completely disappeared.
Okay.
In 1957, a Venezuelan doctor photographed an orbit shadowing Sputnik 2. That is the Russian satellite.
Yes.
Apparently, that was photographed, but I haven't seen any photos, and it appears no one else has seen these photographs.
Okay. Is it because it's linked with Russians and they're quite good at keeping things quiet? Something about the other one, like it's either come from somewhere much further outer, or could it be someone that's testing something but they've not informed other countries of doing it? So it's sort of a test to see whether they can do it. It just so happens that the Americans have picked it up. But because there's been no communication, it could be either Russia or China, whether they tend to be the big countries that send out other stuff. Maybe they were testing them and just didn't say anything. So it could have come from them, maybe?
True. I think I've told you this before, but you know when, like, Earth got the first, what's with my accent today?
I don't know.
The first satellite images of the moon, like we sent Russia sent a thing around the moon, a satellite around the moon to like take pictures of it. America got it first because of the
when the
radio station
sends it back. We caught it. Well, they caught it first.
America got it first, but Russia sent it up. So all the American newspapers printed it out before Russia even got it.
I mean, that's a bit shit.
Yeah.
Is this why they're always so angry all the time? Russia.
Yeah.
We keep poo-poo and everything.
Well, yeah, it was during the Cold War. They were just like, well, we fucking set it up there. Why the hell are you doing it?
Yeah. It's like the person that does all the work and then the other person just copies it.
Yes. So, yeah, your theory that it's secretive because it's Russia could be a theory. Yes. In 19 February.
I don't think that's quite a date.
It is a word. In February 1960.
Okay.
Time reported that the US Navy had detected a dark object thought to be a Soviet spy satellite in orbit. But it appeared to have an erratic orbit.
Oh.
It was very low. Satellites orbit...
Maybe it was depressed.
It could have been. And then it's just slowly killing itself. Because stable orbits are usually 22 miles or more above the Earth.
Okay.
This orbit was 134 miles, so very low.
Okay. Quite a difference.
Very depressed.
It's very depressed in comparison. Okay.
The military are very interested in all this stuff behind the satellite. They put a lot of effort into researching this. They commissioned a special committee to gather all the information about it, but none of that information has ever been released.
Oh.
Apparently.
Oh, okay. So it's maybe somewhere and someone might have leaked some stuff that they're not supposed to?
I don't know. So September 3rd, 1960, the same year, there's a tracking camera at Grumman Aircraft Corporation. It took a photo of the Black Knight satellite.
Oh, what did it look like? Not a Black Knight, I'm guessing.
No, I do have a picture to show you.
Okay.
I will show you this in a few minutes. So this Lorbit, oh my goodness.
I was like this the other week. I kept jumbling my words up.
This orbit is different to the polar one.
Okay.
And this one is going east to west. And people are seeing it in the night sky as a red light.
Oh.
This is different to what was originally seen or captured.
It's turned into the devil.
So is this the same thing or is this something different?
It's either changed or it is something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
But do they have the ability to change? Or could it be one of those weird things? You know, with lights, when you get different coloured lights, like it obviously has the outer thing to change the colour. Could that have broken off over time so it's now changed the colour of the light?
It could do.
Is that a thing? Can you have that on satellites?
Yeah. Well, sometimes they paint like one side of a satellite or spacecraft black and the other side white, so it could like be thingy,
it's
or
rotating itself as it goes around.
Or a satellite might have lights on it if it's maybe that could be a thing. In 1963, astronaut Gordon Cooper supposedly reported a sighting during his 15th orbit in Mercury 9. Now, I think this might be... Oh, no, this is not where I come in. So in 1973, there's all these stories are like all over the place, so I'm bouncing around.
Okay.
So
like the satellites.
It is. So my brain went weird to them. In 1973, Scottish author Duncan Luna analysed...
That's a cool space name. Did he change it deliberately?
I don't know, because I was just like, Duncan Lunan. He analysed the long delay radio echoes that I mentioned earlier and speculated that these could possibly originate from a 13,000-year-old satellite located in orbit around the Earth's moon. And I was just like, I don't know about this orbit thing.
So did you say 13,000-year-old
satellite?
Okay. So that would have been...
It could have been a rock.
Yeah, okay. That's good because I was like, I'm pretty certain we didn't have that technology back then.
That's why I wanted to clarify.
Unless you want to believe Graham Hancock for the ancient civilization.
This is why I wanted to clarify what a satellite was at the beginning. Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be satellite how we think about it. Yeah.
No, it can be a rock. It can be anything.
Okay.
Lunan later retracted his conclusions, saying that he had made, quote, outright errors and that his methods had been unscientific.
Okay. So either he made mistakes and he was now owning up to it, in which case, good on him, or someone was trying to silence him.
Ooh.
So he had to retract what he said. So take that how you want to take it.
Exactly. So space debris photographed in 1998 during the STS-88 mission has been widely claimed to be the Black Knight satellite. And I'm going to show you a picture of that, if I can find it. I saved it for you. So that's what it is.
Ooh. It does look like it could be a person in a cloak.
It does.
Do you not think?
It does. And I have a theory for why it might look like that.
Oh, I'll make sure I include this in the Instagram post so everyone knows what I'm waffling on about.
So it does look rather strange, doesn't it?
Though it needs to be riding a horse, just saying.
So there is more pictures of that satellite.
Okay, but it might have been photoshopped.
I don't think it's been photoshopped.
Okay.
Someone says it's a blanket. Someone lost a thermal blanket.
Oh, when it's just it's got caught on something and it's like a little ghost.
Yes. So according to Martina Redpath of Armour Planetarium in Northern Ireland, Black Knight is a jumble of completely unrelated stories, reports of unusual science observations, authors promoting fringe ideas, classified spy satellites, and people over-interpreting photos. These ingredients have been chopped up, stirred together, and stewed on the internet to one rambling and inconsistent dollop of myth.
I mean, to be fair, given what goes on in history, she could also be right.
So the Black Knight satellite does not actually exist.
It would make sense with black blanket. The only thing about the blanket, has it not disintegrated?
Does
it just depend what the material is? Some things don't disintegrate.
It's not low enough to like burn up on re-entry. It's just in space.
Because I didn't know if you know a lot of things. You know, like us, like if we were exposed to like outer space, like we'd kind of turn to dust.
We wouldn't know. We would freeze.
Okay, so we could be preserved.
Yes.
So in theory, this could have done the same.
Yes.
I didn't know if certain materials would disintegrate.
Ooh, I don't think so. It would disintegrate if you're like re-entering the atmosphere. You'd burn up and then you'd disintegrate that way. But
so it's more like your descent coming back down.
Yes.
Okay, that's, force of that.
That's another reason why, the space shuttles, they used to be black underneath.
Okay.
That absorbs the heat as they're re-entering.
Okay.
So that's why they don't burn up on the way in. Yeah, so space is literally littered with... I just presumed
it was what, like, what's in the particles.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, we need oxygen and stuff to survive. Like, I don't know if... Not that it's flammable, but, like, whatever gases are in it, like, disintegrate certain materials.
No, not in space.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, if you, like, enter a planet, Venus, that atmosphere, you might disintegrate.
Gets a bit hot.
Just a little bit.
And it's a bit like if you got a bit too close to the sun.
Yeah.
You turn into a fireball.
Yeah. If... There's lots of junk in space.
Okay.
Some people were thinking like...
Just like a random deck chair or something.
There's a car in space.
Is there?
Yeah.
How did that get there?
Speaking of Tesla earlier, the car, the man who owns Tesla sent up a car with an astronaut in his suit. Because he has his SpaceX. And their astronaut suits look so... ridiculous. They look like they wear wellies. I hate it.
Oh, okay.
Every time I talk to my friend about it, I'm just like, they look stupid. Hold on.
But what was the purpose of that?
Just to prove that he could
drive to space?
No, so he could prove that he could
do it.
Launch a car into space. He's very...
But surely it's got to be made out of the same material that they make rockets out of, otherwise wouldn't the pressure of that like dent the metal back in?
He put the car inside a rocket.
Right, okay.
So when the Apollo lunar landing, they basically took up what they needed. Mm-hmm. Everything falls off once they're in space. They do the maneuver, so then they connect back to the thing. So basically all that falls apart. So the lunar orbit and so
like the outer shell comes away, if you like, and then you're just left with the car.
Yeah. So that is a car in space.
Oh, okay. That looks like it's just been like digitally edited. Like when people add random things.
I think no, it's serious. You could track it. I don't know if you can still track it or not. It's just he decided to do that because he can.
Yeah, I'm sure that's
so
really
that that's it inside the rocket.
Oh, okay.
Because obviously a car weighs a ton, 2 tons. So he was proving that he could launch a car into space because he's that way inclined.
I don't really see the point of it. It's like littering to me.
Yeah, space is literally littered with junk. So some companies who are
garbage company space.
But I think there are some companies who are starting to like clear up them. They're trying to figure out the best way to do it. I'm just thinking you just get a big giant net, scoop all the stuff up you don't need. Like
one of the like trawler nets that you'd have under the sea.
Yeah, and then kind of either send it to Venus so then it burns up on re-entry, it's not damaging the thing, or you kind of send it to Earth and hopefully it burns up on re-entry, but that's probably not great. So send it to Venus. Yeah,
you might just then have like shrapnel of like, I don't know, half a car come in, plummet into Earth.
Yeah.
Might kill a few people.
Yeah.
Although if you directed it in the in the right place, it might kill off some people we want it to kill off.
Billionaires?
Yeah. And then that disperses the money and everyone gets a bit of money.
Yeah. So the 13,000-year-old thing, some people think that the Black Knight satellite is aliens. Just there's sometimes there's signals from stars, so that is contributed to the Black Knight satellite. There's just long delay echoes.
But like when you have stuff like, even as like, in the sun, like, when like a bit of light refracts off something metal, and then like you think like, oh, I've just seen something out the corner of my eye, and you haven't. It's just a refraction. Could it not just be that?
Yeah, it could possibly, if like you've got a meteorite or an asteroid that's metallic, you could the sun.
That's what I'm saying, and it's just bounced back off.
Possibly.
And they picked it up as a signal.
Am I smart enough to put that theory? I'm not sure. In my mind, I think it works. I think,
Because if it was like a solid object, but obviously it had a shiny side and it just bounces something back.
Yeah. I believe it could work.
That to me makes sense. Whether that's like scientifically correct or not is another matter.
The Earth, the universe is full of dark matter. That I think that might give off its own like radio transmission wave. There was a story, I can't remember if I'm remembering it right or it was a dream. There was like these people would pick up radio signals at a certain time, so they thought it was a star. It just turns out people were just microwaving stuff in the lab at this certain time, so they would pick that up. So
so the waves that come from it, yeah,
it's like your phone could make
because it's like some things depending on the material, some waves can travel through, others bounce back off. It's like same with your heat, like metal, like it conducts, and that's why certainly the electric you have plastic around. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Very technical. I did learn some things at school.
Yes. I thought I'm not saying it is aliens, and I wasn't going to present it in a way that it is aliens. I'm just saying that is another theory that the Black Knight image...
It could just be an anomaly that we haven't been able to discover what it is. But we might discover it soon.
Some astronauts did say that they saw things out of the window, like flashing lights.
Okay.
But that could just be like either a solar flare. I can't remember. There's different ways. I think.
But even again, like I said, you know when you walk about like and love, or like you never had it. You know, like on the back of your phone, you know where the camera is, and it reflects the light. Like something was on the wall the other day, and I was like, "What the fuck was on the wall?" And it wasn't. It was just a refraction, like of the light coming off the lens of the camera. Yeah. So like if you're traveling up in space and you just see something out the corner of your eye, like twinkle, you think, "Oh, there's something there," but it's not much. It's been bouncing off another shiny thing.
And also,
very technical, the shiny thing.
The shiny thing, yes, the big burning thing in the sky. Also with the Gordon Cooper thing, apparently there was no record of him actually saying that he's seen something.
Okay.
A lot of it is all just like, well, he said this or he said that or they said this, and like I said, the Venezuelan doctor, no one's seen his photograph. He's just said he's seen it.
He's seen it. Okay. Maybe the listeners could let us know what they think. Maybe they might have another theory.
It's probably just a rock.
I do think it is, and like
or it's probably not even
the
there.
light from something like I said reflects on it, and if that's the sort of material that it will bounce, because it could even be something from another satellite, and it's bounced it.
So yeah, it's not aliens. I'm just saying that like some people think it might be aliens, but like you said, it could be just be a radio signal or
it's bounced off another
or
satellite.
A star, yeah, polar thing, pulsar. That's what it's called.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think that's it for today's episode.
I think so. Sorry about our rant beforehand.
Yeah, I know we lost it a little bit there. Thing is, once I get started, I can't stop.
No.
So, there we go. I guess, in the meantime...
Keep creeping.
And we'll keep digging.